welcome back to our Advanced Asanas series. We are currently on week 2 studying Visvamitrasana. So I am super excited to study this pose a little bit deeper with y'all because it is such a challenging one for my own personal practice. Already we have done our Yoga Strong workout, which is really excellent for kind of activating the muscles that will help sustain this pose. Now we're going to dive into our Yoga Flow, really building that posture. So I think of this as the perfect balance of stretch, so flexibility, and then strength. And in my head, it's very reminiscent of two certain postures, side plank and side angle. So of course, side plank requires a ton of strength of that standing arm, the side body, obliques, the core. Everything is super involved in order to keep you supported there. And then we add the stretch element, so side angle, where the legs are very split, hips must be very open. We have a nice big side body stretch added into this pose. So we are really going to focus on a long warm up to make sure that every last bit of our body is ready to attempt this. And then taking the time to build this with a modification and then go into the full variation. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. And as you come onto your back, we'll just bring the soles of the feet together, knees fall apart, and then tossing your arms up and overhead. Go ahead and close your eyes. Then for now, you can let your belly be soft here. No need to have any involvement of the core quite yet. Natural curvature of the spine, so maybe you even feel a little pocket of space beneath of your back and the mat. Then let's just start to breathe. So taking a nice big inhale through the nose. And we'll open the mouth, let it go. We'll take 2 more just like that. See if you can build the breath a little more. So inhale, take in even more air. Feel this as energy coursing through your body. And then open mouth, exhalation, let it all go. One more round, your biggest breath yet. So inhale, all things good, all things positive. Inhale your strength, your stability. And then open the mouth, let go of anything holding you back. From here, we'll just seal our lips and inhale and exhale purely through the nose. Just taking a few rounds of breath here. Very important to find a moment to pause, to center, to collect before we really dive into our movement. From here, let's just bring our hands to rest upon our belly. So the fingers will face in towards one another. The elbows can just kind of fall onto your mat. And then we're just going to keep the shape through the lower half, but slightly picking up your right foot enough to place the blade edge of your right foot to the inner arch of your left. Now, as you do this, make sure you release through the hips. And as you do, you'll feel that right hip, a little extra stretch there. Just take a full inhale. See if you can really unclench through the glutes. Let the knees fall a little closer to the mat with your exhale. And then reach both arms overhead. Now we're going to keep this right leg crossing above the left. You're just going to extend your legs out long on your mat as well. We're taking a side body stretch. So grab onto your left wrist with your right fingertips, creating a nice bracelet. And then move both your feet and your hands towards the right edge of your mat. As you do, see if you can turn your chin up towards the left bicep, finding a gentle side stretch. Take a full inhale. See if you can create a little more curl with the exhale. And then slowly bring your body back to center, unwind your hands and your feet, just a full body stretch. Big inhale, reach as long as you can. And then knees come into the chest with your exhale, really feeling the lower back now pressing into the mat, that soft core engagement. Give a little rock from side to side. Then we'll just return back into Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees apart, toss the arms overhead. And let's just take one breath in here. Hands to your belly with your exhale. We're just swapping this out, so left foot, we pick it up enough to place blade edge to the inner arch of your right foot. Let the knees release to the mat, soften through the glutes. Just take a very big inhale here. And exhale. Then we'll toss both arms overhead, reaching out long. Keep your left leg crossing above the right, extending as well. And then from here, grab onto your right wrist with your left fingers, moving both feet and hands over to the left so you feel a nice stretch through that right side body. Turning the chin up towards your right bicep. We'll breathe in. Go a little further with your exhale. And then come back to center. Unwind the arms and legs. Big full body stretch. Knees to the chest. Feel your core engagement. Take a full breath in. Squeeze in a little bit tighter with your exhale. From here, we're going to stretch the arms and legs out long once again, but keep your heels just to a hover. Breath in, feel the low belly engage, and then knees to the chest with your exhale. Again, inhale to extend, low back stays pressing into the mat. Exhale pulls you in. You've got this. Inhale reaches you long. Exhale drawing in. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it in. Let's add on. So inhale, extend. As you do, lift your upper body away from the mat. Exhale, knees in, upper body releases back down. Inhale, find that lift and reach. Exhale, draw back to center. 2 more. Stay with your breath. And in. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now immediately begin to rock your body from front to back. So along the length of your spine. We'll just gain a little bit of momentum here. When you are ready, we're coming into tabletop position. You can cross at the shins or take it off to one side. Just adjust back along your mat as necessary. And as you come into this nice strong tabletop position, shoulders stack above the wrist, hips over the knees. Let's take a cow pose. Sag your belly down to the mat, lift through the chin. This should feel really nice, especially after that little bit of core work. And then cat pose, chin tucks to the chest, round and curl through your spine. And again, inhale reaches you all the way forward. And exhale, round it out. Inhale to extend. Exhale, curl it in. Now inhale to your cow pose. Keep this cow shape. Just crunch through the right side body. Look back towards your right hip with the exhale so you find a lot of length through that left side. Keep your cow shape. Inhale back to center. Cat pose. Exhale, just round it in. Inhale to your cow. Keep in this shape. Crunch through left side body so you're looking back towards that left hip. Exhaling the breath, you feel a lot of length through that right side. And then inhale back to your cow pose. Exhale to cat. Just one regular round here. Biggest breath in. And strong breath out. Let's come back to a flat tabletop position. Just tucking your toes under our very first downward facing dog. Pressing the hips all the way up and back. Letting your heels drop down to the mat behind you. Notice the quality of your breath here as we move from being really close to our mat to this more involved position. See if you can stay with that same steadiness of the breath. If movement is what your body is craving, take it. Maybe it feels really nice to just land in stillness and breathe into that. No right or wrong, just kind of identifying what your body could use, what your mind could use here on your mat today.
Let's take a really big breath in. And open the mouth, let it go. Rise high to the balls of your feet and slowly tiptoe all the way forward to the top of your mat. Now along the way, bring your big toes all the way together, soften through your knees, and then vertebrae by vertebrae will roll all the way up through the spine. A nice big inhale to reach the arms overhead, and then hands to heart center with your exhale. And let's just pause here, take a big breath in through your nose, and open the mouth, let it go. Reach your arms back up, maybe you add a soft back bend, inhale, and then fold, exhale all the way down to your mat. Halfway lift to breathe in, high plank with your exhale, step the feet back. One inhale, focus on this strong plank position, and then lower the knees, the chest, the chin with your exhale. Cobra, your cobra pose, you can keep this low, you can lift it high, and then a rather wide child's pose. So bring your big toes together. As you send the hips back, really think of walking your knees out wide, and then pouring the chest down in between. So already a little bit of movement underway. See if you can really find a nice stretch into the inner thighs with this child's pose. Let's take a full inhale and an exhale. Tabletop to downward facing dog. Just passing through, tuck the toes, lift the hips. We'll step the feet together at the back edge of our mat. Right leg lifts high for three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend the knee, open up through the hip. Keep pressing your chest towards the back of your mat. Shoulders stay square. Take a big breath in. Runner's lunge with your exhale. Stepping the foot all the way in between your hands. Go ahead and drop that back knee down to the mat. Now we're going to tap onto our fingertips here, and then just find a little bit of movement into the hips. So you might press them a little more forward towards the heel. You might kind of rock it back a touch. You can even add a little swirl through your hips here. Noticing what feels really nice, what could use a little more attention here on your mat today. Let's take one more inhale. Hold for your exhale, and then just tuck your toes behind. Wide-legged stretch. We'll lift up enough, walk both hands towards the left. And as you do, pivoting the 10 toes along, just drop your head down. It might feel good to interlace your hands behind the back of your head. Not pulling on your neck, but just feeling that kind of drop here, a little more release. Let's take a full breath in. Release your hands down towards the mat with your exhale. Halfway lift, you lengthen through the spine, a little bit of a change in direction. Walk towards your left for runner's lunge, opposite side. Hold here, take a big breath in. High plank with your exhale, step that foot back. Leaning forward, let's lower knees, chest and chin. Cobra pose, inhale lifts you all the way up. Child's pose with your exhale. Now right away, tabletop position, come up to all fours and then walk your knees all the way together. Just extend your right leg towards what is now the back of your mat. Press the ball of your foot into the ground. And then just add a little rock from front to back. This should feel nice into the calf, just a nice little stretch here. Pause, stacking the shoulders directly above the wrists. Let's take modified side plank. We'll swivel the left shin. Roll your right foot flat to the mat, and then right arm reaches up to the ceiling. See if you can even look up to your thumb here. Now, really focusing on kind of building the posture that we're going to be working into. So press into that left palm, and then squeeze up through that left oblique. Let's take a breath in here. Reach your right fingertips towards the back of your, front of your mat with your exhale. And then look down towards your left thumb. We're gonna lift all the way up into a T shape. Keep pressing into that right foot, your left shin. Reaching the arms up, breathe in. Gate pose with your exhale. Left arm sweeps up and overhead. Maybe you're able to slide that right hand a little more down your left. Take one more inhale. Reach further with your exhale. And then T shape with your arms, lifting right back up. Now from here, a little bit of a funky transition. We're just gonna lower the fingertips down to the mat in front of us. We're coming into a half frog pose. So looking at your right foot, you're gonna start to swivel those toes to face the front of your mat, bending into that right knee. And then just walking your hands a little more forward. Now your left leg is going to be in a 90-degree angle. That left foot is flexed, and then you're really bending deeply into that right knee, finding a nice stretch into this left inner thigh. Let's add a bit of movement to this. So we're gonna inhale, kind of leaning out of the pose, and then exhale, dive your hips even more forward. And again, just inhale, little rock out. Exhale, really pressing those hips forward. One more time, big breath in and breath out. From here, runner's lunge, just walking your hands along, adjusting on your mat as necessary. Left toes tuck under, left knee lifts up. And then high plank pose, step it back. Let's take a breath in here. Always an option to use your knees, chaturanga with your exhale, halfway down. Upward facing dog to inhale, and then downward facing dog to exhale. Let's take a full breath in, and a breath out. Feet together behind, the left leg will lift up, three-legged dog, and then bend the knee, open it up. Pressing the chest back, right heel pressing closer to the mat. Take one more inhale. Runner's lunge with your exhale. Belly squeezes in to step the foot forward. And as you land, go ahead and lower your right knee all the way down to the mat. Just pressing into your finger pads here. Let's add that movement. So just rocking the hips a little more forward, maybe slightly back. Adding that kind of circular movement, opening up here. And let's just take one more inhale. And your exhale. We're finding wide-legged stretch. You tuck the back toes, lifting up enough to walk your hands towards the right, pivoting your 10 toes, and dropping the head down. If you enjoyed that interlace, maybe you take it again, just being really heavy through the upper body, rolling into the balls of your feet. Nice stretch into the backs of your legs. One more inhale. Fingertips to the mat with your exhale. Halfway lift to breathe in. Runner's lunge, back of the mat with your exhale. Let's take one breath in. High plank, exhale, foot goes back. Hold it here. And then lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Cobra pose, inhale lifts you all the way up. And child's pose with your exhale. Tabletop position. Go ahead and walk your knees all the way together. And this time it'll be the left leg to extend towards the back of your mat. Pressing into the ball of your foot, add that rocking motion here, just releasing through the calf. Then landing, shoulders stacking directly above your wrist. Modified side plank, swivel your right shin, left heel down. Left arm reaches up, look up. So this time we're pressing into that right palm to lift up through the right side body. Really keeping with that reach. Let's take one more inhale. Extend your pose, so left arm reaches with the exhale. And then look down towards your right hand. Lift up to your T shape here. Really big motion, reaching the arms all the way out wide. One breath in, gate pose. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Gaze beneath of your right bicep. Keep pressing those hips forward. Take a big breath in. Go deeper with your exhale. And then back to your T shape. Now that slightly awkward transition, hands down. Look at your left toes, spin them towards the top of your mat. Start to bend into that left knee. And then with this back leg, 90-degree angle, foot is flexed, our half frog position. Walking your hands a little more forward to the diagonal. Sending the hips forward towards that left heel. Let's connect the breath to move in a little bit deeper. So inhale, rock your hips out of it. And then exhale, really diving them forward. Again, inhale, little lift. And exhale, press. Once more, big breath in. And your breath out. Let's slowly make our way back to runner's lunge. Moving about here, lifting up through that right leg. Hands down for a high plank pose. You have one inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, breathing in. Down dog, exhale, takes you back. Take a massive inhale through your nose. And open the mouth, exhale out. Let's rise high to the balls of your feet. Bend the knees a lot. Look forward. You can step or float. Top of your mat, half lift. And fold in. Mountain pose. Inhale reaches you all the way up. Hands to heart with your exhale. Now we're going to focus on moving and flowing with the breath here. You're going to take a large step out with your left foot. Reach the arms into a T shape. And then side body stretch. Left hand to left thigh. Right arm reaches up and overhead. From there, sweep your body down and around. Side body stretch opposite way. So you're coming all the way up. Right hand is now down. Left arm is reaching. And then come back to your T shape. Warrior two. Flip your right toes forward. Bend into the right knee. Feel a nice, strong warrior pose here. Reaching through your thighs, reaching through your arms. Let's flip the front palm. Peaceful warrior. Inhale reaches you back. Windmill down to the mat. Exhale, high to low plank. Now this is your flow. You can skip the chaturanga. You can add whatever it is your body, your mind desires. We all meet to down dog. Rise high to the balls of the feet. Bend the knees a lot. Look forward. Make your way to the top. Half lift. And fold. Inhale to your mountain, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Big step back with your right foot this time. Arms to a T shape. And then right hand, right thigh, reach up and over. Big side body stretch. From here, left shoulder dives forward. You pass through that wide-legged stretch to come around. Left hand stays down. Right arm is reaching. And then T shape, lift it back up. Flip your left toes forward, warrior two, bend deeply into the knee. Think of this reach here. Flip the front palm, peaceful warrior, inhale. Windmill the hands down to your mat, high to low plank, your vinyasa with the exhale. Downward facing dog. Now let's take that movement, connect the breath, one breath per movement, high to the toes. Bend the knees, top of your mat, half lift, inhale, fold, exhale. Inhale to our mountain pose. Anjali Mudra, hands to heart, we exhale. Left foot steps back, arms to a T, breathe in. Side body stretch with your exhale. Dive the body down, big breath in. Reaching opposite way, exhale. T shape with the arms, inhale. Warrior two to exhale. Flip the palm, peaceful warrior, breath in. Vinyasa your way with the exhale. We'll meet to downward facing dog. And as you land into your down dog, high to the toes, bend the knees, flow forward, half lift, and fold. Inhale to your mountain, exhale, hands to heart. Right foot steps back, breathing in. Right hand down, left arm reaches, exhale. Diving left shoulder through, big breath in. Opposite side stretch with the exhale. Inhale to your T shape. Warrior two, exhale forward. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior, inhale. Vinyasa to exhale, make your way through. And as we land into down dog, we will pause here, taking just a few rounds of breath. Starting to identify the openness we're creating through the hips, through the side body, that core engagement. All of these properties that will help us move into our deep asana here on our mat today. Let's step the feet together at the back edge of the mat. Right leg will lift, three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend the knee, open up through your hip. We're taking warrior one. Step your right foot forward to replace your right hand. Left heel spirals flat to the mat and you reach both arms up. Now the structure of Visvamitrasana really relies on that left foot being very grounded. Left foot for this side, but your back foot overall. So we really want to focus on that even here, pressing into the blade edge of your left foot as you dive a little bit deeper into that right knee. Let's take a full inhale. Warrior two with your exhale. Just open the body up. Finding this stretch, really grounding down as if your feet were glued into the mat here. That much pressure into the earth. We'll flip our front palm, peaceful warrior, reach back, and then side angle pose. So right arm is coming down, left arm is reaching up. Now in order to go into our actual full posture, you will need to have your right palm completely flat to the mat. So I encourage, if you have the space to do so, do it now here in this shape. Let's add on extending left arm up and overhead. Make sure you're not dumping into the right arm. Notice if your left shoulder is creeping by your ear, slide it down and away. Press your hips forward, roll the chest open, keep sending energy into the blade edge of your left foot. Let's take one more inhale. Just look down, lower your left hand beside your right with the exhale. Now spin to the ball of your left foot just briefly to lower that left knee down to the mat. So we're going to come into basically modified shapes of what we just did. So you're going to start by swiveling that left shin, creating a kickstand, and then warrior two, just the modified variation lifting up. Check in with your legs, right heel directly in line with that left knee, arms reaching out. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior. You can place the left fingertips all the way down on the mat if that feels nice. Really taking advantage of this side body stretch. And then side angle pose. So right arm comes forward. Remember, right palm down to the mat. So this is where it gets fun. This is going to be our first work into a modified variation of Visvamitrasana. So we have our right palm planted completely into the mat. If you're ready for more, you're going to look down. We're thinking about this right foot coming closer in towards our body. So you just kind of want to toe heel that right foot in, almost as if you were trying to hug your right arm with the calf. Now we're going to reach our left arm up and overhead. And then as we do, go ahead and dip it all the way around. Grab for the blade edge of your right foot. This is our modified variation. So as you find the blade edge of your right foot, you are going to pick it up, straighten it all the way out, and then roll that left shoulder open. So here, as you can see, we are creating that same shape just with the left knee down to the mat. You're really pressing into your right palm. You'll feel that strength there. And then lifting up through the right foot, breathing into the left side body. Let's take one more inhale. Gently lower right foot back down to the mat with your exhale. Releasing your left hand. Let's just come into a runner's lunge. Bring it all the way forward. Lifting up, high plank pose, step back. Your vinyasa, high to low. We all meet downward facing dog. Let's take a cleansing round of breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Ripple forward to your high plank position and side plank on the right. Right hand to the center of your mat. Roll your heels to the right. Left arm reaches up. Now I just want you to focus on getting super steady here. Pressing into your right palm, lifting up through that right oblique. We hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a big breath in. Vinyasa on one. Again, your way, take your time, just flowing through the body. As you land, let's walk our hands to the very back edge of our mat. We're taking a yogi squat. Toe heel your feet out wide, heels in, toes out, and drop your hips nice and low. Go ahead and bring your hands into heart center. Now our focus here is just that hip opening. So press your knees out wide. Maybe kind of sway gently side to side. And let's take a full breath in and forward fold with your breath out. Hands down, toe heel your feet all the way together. And then slow as can be, you roll all the way up through the spine. Let your arms stay hanging heavy. As you do reach the top, let's just give a couple of shrugs of the shoulders. So lifting all the way up and then dropping the shoulders down the back. Again, lifting up and lowering down. Mountain pose, inhale to reach. Forward fold with your exhale. Halfway lift, we breathe in and fold, exhale out. Separate your feet hip width distance apart. Take another half lift. Walk it forward, downward facing dog. Full breath in and your breath out. Feet together behind, left leg will lift, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up. Big inhale. Warrior one, two, exhale. Left foot steps forward, replace the left hand. Right heel goes flat and reach both arms up. Energy into that back foot, pressing down through all four corners. Bending a little bit deeper into the left knee. Notice if your shoulders are lifting up, just drop them down, lose that tension. Take a big inhale. Warrior two with your exhale. So we're just opening the body up, reaching through your fingertips. We'll go ahead and flip the front palm, peaceful warrior, reach back, and then side ankle pose. So remember, left arm is coming down, left hand completely flat to the mat if possible. Reaching those right fingertips up. Keep pressing into your feet, hips forward, heart lifts to the ceiling. And let's go ahead and add on here, sweeping the right fingertips up and overhead so you feel this long line all the way from the right fingertips through the right foot. Take one more inhale. Look down, right shoulder rolls down, right hand to the inside of your foot with the exhale. Roll to the ball of your right foot and then just lower the knee down to the mat. Coming into our modified variation, so swivel your right shin, create a kickstand. Warrior two, just spinning the body up and open. Adjust the footing if necessary, reaching out here. Feeling that extra support with your right shin down to the mat. Go ahead and flip the front palm, peaceful warrior, reach back, fingertips can graze the mat or touch all the way down. Then from here, side angle pose. So really focusing on working that left palm flat to the mat as the right arm reaches up. We're gonna go ahead and look down to the mat. So we want the left foot as close into the body as possible. So just kind of toe heeling across, as if you were trying to hug your left forearm with the calf. We'll go ahead and reach the right arm up and overhead. And then from here, just pouring forward so you're able to grab the blade edge of your left foot. And then from here, extending the left, peeking beneath of your right arm. Opening up here through that right side body, breathe into the stretch. Press firmly into your left palm. Let's take a big breath in. Reverse your way out of this with the exhale, foot to the mat, releasing the hands, runner's lunge. Let's just come back into it. Framing out, lifting up, take a big breath in. High plank, find your vinyasa on the exhale. We all meet back into our downward facing dog. Let's ripple forward to our high plank pose. Now that steady side plank, left hand beneath of your face, roll your heels to the left and right arm reaches up. Just finding that really secure side balance. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe in, Vinyasa on 1. As you land, walk your hands to the back of your mat. Second round for that yogi squat. Feet go nice and wide. Toes point out, dip your hips down. Hands to heart center. Really pressing your knees back. Chin parallel to the mat, so lifting through the top of your head. Let's take one more inhale. Forward fold with your exhale. Bringing your big toes all the way together. And then again, just rolling up through the spine. So envision this as a nice massage along the way. As you reach the top, shrugging your shoulders up. Lots of strength through the upper body. Drop them down. Lose that tension again up. And let it go. Reach both arms overhead. Big breath in. And then just fold forward. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Halfway lift to inhale. Fold. Exhale. Separate your feet hip width distance apart. Once again, lengthening through your spine. You walk it all the way forward for downward facing dog. Now let's rise high to the balls of our feet. Wide child's pose. Lower your knees down. Bring your big toes together. See if you can really test this. So finding a nice big stretch into the inner thighs as you walk the hands all the way forward. We have 5 rounds of breath here. Enjoy this time to connect, to breathe into those inner thighs. One more round of breath. Inhale. And you exhale. Tabletop. Let's lift this up. Tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Press it all the way back. We'll step the feet together behind. Right leg lifts. 3-legged dog. Bend the knee. Open through your hip. Option to stay here or take wild thing. So wild thing, shifting the shoulders forward. Left leg stays straight as you place the ball of your right foot down to the mat. Lifting the hips, the heart. Nice big opening as you reach back. Lots of energy here. Spark through the fingertips. Big breath in. 3-legged dog. Let's bring it back with our exhale. And then warrior 1, stepping the foot all the way forward. Left heel flat to the mat, reaching the arms all the way up. Take 1 inhale, warrior 2 with your exhale. From here, straighten through your right leg, pivot all 10 toes. Let's take that side body stretch. Left hand down, right arm reaches, taking it really far. And then sweeping all the way down and around, switching the direction of that side body stretch. And then coming right back up for warrior 2. Just go into it. From here, this is where we're going to start to work into our fullest variation. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior. You reach back and then side angle pose, bringing it all the way down. So again, right palm must be flat to the mat. Now, if you felt like that modified variation is where you are at for today, you can go right on into it. That's perfect. If you are ready for more, follow along here. So I like to kind of lift my hips a little more high than maybe I would typically have them. This gives a little more leverage to really squeeze in through the legs and just puts not quite so much pressure on your arm. So hips a little higher may help to start here. You're gonna look down to your mat. Now we're gonna take that same approach as you press into your right hand. You're toe heeling that right foot across, so you're able to kind of squeeze the forearm with the calf. From here, left arm reaches forward, and then continuing that journey to grab for the blade edge of your right foot. Now, as you do, you're kicking the foot out, and then twisting the chest open, look beneath of your left shoulder. Now, as you can see, my hips are pretty high here. You can work on lowering them a little bit more, but just taking your time, breathing into wherever you're at here. When you're ready, you'll place that right foot back down to the mat, just easing your way out of it here. Let's come into a low lunge. So just as we did before, walking it around, runner's lunge, dipping that knee all the way down. From here, walk both hands towards the left diagonal. You're just gonna lean back through the hips, swing that right leg around, and then take a variation of child's pose, dipping your hips back, reaching into this side body stretch, forehead to the mat. Let's slowly crawl our way into a tabletop position. And as you take this, we're just going to bring our big toes together, separate the knees a little wider than hip width, and just kind of shake your hips out from side to side. This should feel really nice. And then slowly walking your knees right back beneath of you. Taking a second here to grab through the palms, then tucking your toes under, downward facing dog. Let's walk our hands to the very back edge of the mat, yogi squat, feet go wide, heels and toes out, dropping those hips low. This time, rather than lifting our chest really high, we're actually gonna walk our hands forward, dropping the chin to the chest, and just finding a nice release through that upper body. Thinking of sending your knees further behind you, let your tailbone be really heavy. Let's take a full breath in. Forward fold with your exhale, just bringing the feet in hip width distance apart. Take a halfway lift, lengthening out. Downward facing dog, walk it all the way forward. Take a full breath in and your breath out. Feet together behind you, left leg will lift, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up. Option to stay or wild thing, just reaching that left ball of the foot around, right leg stays straight as you lift the hips, the heart. Keep pressing into your mat to find space through that front line. Take one more inhale. Three-legged dog, come back with your exhale. Breath in here. Warrior one, exhale, stepping your foot all the way forward, reach the arms up and overhead. Steady your focus. Breath in. Warrior two with your exhale. Now let's go ahead and straighten out through your left leg. Pivoting all 10 toes, side body stretch. Right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. Gently gliding that hand down. And then diving the shoulders all the way around, swapping this side body stretch out. Come back to your T shape, warrior two. Turn the toes forward, bend into it. Now let's start to work into that shape. So flip your front palm, peaceful warrior, reach back. Left hand comes forward, side angle pose. So second time, knowing that this might be a completely different experience on this side. Let's start by looking down to the mat. Again, I said a little more lift to the hips here. This will really help you out as you start this shape. Coming into our Visvamitrasana, bringing that foot across, hugging your left forearm with the calf. Reach your right arm all the way forward. Continuing that around to grab for the blade edge of your left foot, stretching the leg long, and then peeking beneath of that right arm. Hips can go lower as you feel comfortable. Take your time in this. Breathe into any intensity. When you are ready to come out of it with gentle placement, pressing your left foot back down to the mat, coming into a nice low lunge here, just drop your right knee down. Crawl both hands towards the right upper diagonal. Leaning the hips slightly back to then swing that left leg around. Variation of our child's pose. Dip the hips, keep with that side body stretch. Let's slowly come into a tabletop position, walking the hands beneath of the body. Big toes together, knees a little bit wider than hip width, and just sway your hips side to side. Then slowly coming back into your tabletop position. Go ahead and tuck your toes under for downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the very back edge of your mat. Yogi squat. Heels will be in, toes out, hips nice and low. And then just crawling your hands all the way forward. Letting any intensity go through the back of your neck. Let's take a big breath in. Forward fold with your exhale. Bringing your feet back in, hip width distance apart. Taking a halfway lift to lengthen. Downward facing dog. Walk it all the way forward. And as we land here in this down dog, let's just take a big inhale through your nose. And open the mouth, exhale it out. Rise high to the balls of your feet, bend the knees a lot, look forward, step or float, top of your mat, half lift, and fold in. Inhale to your mountain pose, reaching all the way up and back. And then hands to heart center with your exhale. Close your eyes here, feel the shift in the body, the mind. Let's take a big inhale through the nose. And open the mouth, let it go. Inhale to reach your arms up, open the eyes, look up, back bend. Exhale, forward fold to get all the way down. Halfway lift to prepare. Vinyasa, your flow, step or float. Finding a nice back bend. And we all meet to down dog. As you land into your downward facing dog, we are just rising high to the balls of the feet, lowering the knees all the way down to the mat. From here, setting up for frog pose. So we've worked a lot into that inner thigh opening. Just coming into your frog pose, you can change or adjust as necessary on your mat. You want to walk your knees far apart from one another, and then take a quick glance back. Make sure you're creating 90-degree angles through the knees. You're flexing the toes back to the shins. This will protect the body. And if and when you feel ready, lower onto your forearms. Now, as you land here, we want to keep the belly engaged so that the lower back is not being compromised. Pressing gently into the forearms is up to you. You can keep the neck elongated, or it might feel nice at this point to drop the head down. And as we land into our shape, just trusting in this process, so we keep so much energy locked up in means of tension. When really, if we are able to release that tension, we then can release that energy to be placed elsewhere, more appropriate places to actually find benefit, to find new space within the body, within the mind. So anything that is kind of coming up for you here, whether that's in the hips, whether it's the desire to kind of occupy your mind with something else to take away from anything you might be feeling physically, just see if whether you can choose to be very present in this moment. Close your eyes. Lean into the sensation, just observe. Slow, steady breaths here. And as we have gone from rather flowing place, lots of movement within the body,
that really intense posture of the week. We now land here in this moment of still intensity, but a very different way of experiencing that. See if you can get comfortable within this silence of the body. So landing into stillness, silence in the mind. If you need to focus on something, focus on your breath. Just enjoying this time to very simply be. We have about 1 more minute here. That's around, let's say, 5 breaths max. So take your time. Let's take 1 more round of breath. Inhale. Hold for your exhale. And at the very bottom of your breath, just slither right on forward to your belly. You can adjust on your mat as necessary, bringing the knees all the way together. Maybe creating a little pillow for your forehead with stacked hands.
And just windshield wiping the legs out from side to side. From here, just letting both legs go long on your mat. Let's take an easy cobra pose, hands beneath of your chest. Inhale, lifts you up. Closed knee, child's pose with the exhale. So really focus on this closed knee shape, resting your forehead down upon the mat, belly onto the thighs. Hands can come back by your feet, just caving the shoulders down to the mat. And let's take 1 more breath in and your breath out. Let's slowly bring our arms right back for tabletop position. Really simple here, just crossing at the ankles, rolling over the shins, having a seat onto your mat. You probably need to scoot your hips a lot forward onto the mat. And then from here, just rolling onto your back, hugging those knees into the chest. Just giving a little rock from side to side here, releasing out through the lower back. Then let's place our feet flat to the mat, about mat width distance apart. Let your knees fall in towards one another, pressing your palms to the tops of your thighs, and then think lower back into the mat. This will help to release any tension that was created through the lower back. Sometimes it's a little inevitable. We kind of feel that slight bit of tension as we come out of our frog. Totally fine. Let's release it here. We'll slowly toe heel the feet into one another. Recruit those knees right back into your chest, and let's set up for waterfall pose. Extending the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, palms down by your hips. You can hold here, just enjoying this nice shape. If you're ready for more, you can add your arms, reaching the arms up, letting the fingertips flop towards the shins. This is a perfect inversion right here. So just getting our feet elevated, that reverse of blood flow. But if you are ready for something a little bit deeper, if you'd like to take a plow pose, you can certainly move into that. If you know you have a really open plow pose, you might toss the arms up and overhead and kind of work to catch your feet. If you need a little extra assistance, palms can come down by your hips to press into the earth. Now, whichever way you're going, just lifting those toes up and overhead. Making sure at this point we're not turning the neck, so really keeping ourselves safe. And if you would like this to lead you into a shoulder stand, you're more than welcome to take it. So in your shoulder stand, you want to press your hands into your back body. Elbows crawl tightly into the center line. And then one leg at a time, just lifting the feet up. I like to point my toes up towards the ceiling. And then think hips towards the back of your mat, heels towards the front. Creating one long line here. And as we have worked on that openness through the hips, it might feel nice here to create a Baddha Konasana shape through the feet, so that diamond, soles of the feet together, and then press your knees forward and to the front, and then hips towards the back of your mat. Just finding a little bit of play here in your inversion if you'd like. If you're in this shoulder stand, slowly making your way out of it. If you're in this diamond shape, just scoop your knees together for Karna Padasana, lowering the knees down either side of your face. And then from here, wherever you are, we are all rolling down through the spine into happy baby pose. So as you feel the back body touch down to the mat, bending the knees, catching for the inner or the outer edges of your feet, it doesn't matter. Pulling those thighs down by your rib cage. Take a little rock from side to side here. And let's just pause for a big breath in and breath out. Hugging the knees right back into your chest. Right leg will stay in, left leg goes along. And let's just take a spinal twist, crossing the right thigh over your body, reaching out through the fingertips, turning your chin over the right shoulder if that feels nice. And just kind of letting your body rest into the earth. And let's just take a big breath in and a breath out. Slowly bringing your knees back in towards the chest, giving them a gentle squeeze. Then the left leg will stay in, right leg goes long. Full inhale. And then take your twist with the exhale, reaching out through the left arm, looking over your left shoulder, melting into your mat here once again. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly bringing both legs back into center. One last squeeze in here. Take a full breath in. Now lift your head, neck, and shoulders up with your exhale, round through the spine. Supta Baddha Konasana. Lower the knees wide on your mat. Soles of the feet together, arms tossed up and overhead. Feel this expansiveness through the body. You're more than welcome to stay here. If you would like to extend, let's reach out into a 5-point position. So arms and legs on the diagonal, taking up as much space here as you can. Feeling the limbs extend past your mat, the openness through the heart. And just choosing to settle in here. Big breath in through your nose. And open the mouth, let it go. Shavasana. If and when you are ready for movement, just gently giving a wiggle of the fingers, the toes, maybe a nice roll of the wrists, the ankles. Nice full body stretch, reaching as far as you can, feeling this new space within your body. And if this encourages you up to an easy seated position, just making your way there. And as you land, allow your eyes to remain closed, sit up nice and tall. And just take a moment of gratitude to yourself for making your way onto your mat, for trusting in your own strength, for maybe stepping out of your comfort zone, for trying something new. Most of all, thank yourself for being present, for giving yourself this time to show up for you. And I thank you all so much for practicing with me here today. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your day ahead. I look forward to meeting back with you next week for week 3 of our Advanced Asana series, where we will be working into Hanumanasana, which is full split. So please stay tuned. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Thank you all so much. Have a good day.